Elliott Show. Good afternoon. It is Wednesday. We're halfway through the week. Can't you smell the weekend approaching? I know it felt like the Super Bowl just happened, right? Well, it didn't. It was already now more than 2 days ago, so it's old news. Something that isn't so old news, in fact, it's a relatively new concept, I think, is the idea of investing in precious stones. And I have somebody here today who is going to talk with us a little bit about that. His name is Fabien Tref, and he is from Elliott Diams. You've probably heard the ads here on the radio station. First, Fabien, good to see you again. I haven't seen you in several years.
About 4 years, yeah.
You've been a busy guy. You have launched this business. I understand that it is quite a success in the Middle East.
Yeah, pretty much everywhere where there's emerging markets and a wealthy person, whether it's Middle East, Russia, Asia, and a lot of Americans as well.
Now, what does the company Elliott Diams do?
Well, we really specialize in growth and diversification of wealth through intelligent diamond investment. So we really educate our prospects, our investors, source and supply the best investment-grade natural colored diamonds we possibly can.
And so, and it's important to know, Diams is spelled D-I-A-M-S. It's the first four letters of the word diamond.
That's correct.
And so you're talking about investing in precious stones.
Well, not just any precious stones. Only investment-grade natural colored diamonds, meaning number one, it's only diamonds. Number two, they are colored. And number three, they are naturally colored. And on top of that, we only take the very top quality of those.
So it's not anything that's been artificially anything.
That's correct.
And I guess a question that I would ask is, there are people who are buying gold right now. There's some people buying silver. People are investing in foreign currencies. Why should somebody diversify their portfolio with your product?
Okay. Well, number one, everybody should have a well-diversified portfolio. No one should have just one thing in a portfolio, to have a sound one. Number two, what separates us from stocks or mutual funds or commodities that you're, well aware of, is that we are actually providing that stone to you. So you're not buying just a piece of paper or some ETF or, some kind of
a certificate.
That's correct. So right. you hold on to it, meaning if any financial institution that you usually invest into, i.e. what happened, in 08 with Lehman and other institutions, you have, of course, possession of and also control over your investment. So you can go anywhere you need to go with it. If there's a hurricane here and, you're not comfortable with, the situation, you can go and take your wealth with you, at least parts of it. You cannot do that with your house, for instance, or investing in real estate. It doesn't have to have any kind of property taxes or maintenance fees or, worry about anything. We are also providing something that is the most concentrated form of wealth on the planet, which is quite neat to have.
Well, let me ask you, where do you get these investment-grade stones, these diamonds? Where do you find them?
So mostly from Israel. There's a huge diamond exchange there in Ramat Gan. And we have some contacts also, of course, in Antwerp, Hayton Garden, London, in a couple of places in Surat, in India. So we buy a volume, we do very small margin, and we allow, in that sense, to give our investors not only a genuine chance of preservation, but a true chance of growth, which is, what you're looking for.
Now, how did you come up with this idea?
I was selling watches for quite a while, for about 6 years, and I sold the most expensive wristwatch in the world new for $2.7 million. And then I had to deliver that in Monte Carlo. Some people approached me and, wanted to do like a little show. They put me on Lux TV. It's the channel in Europe, Middle Eastern and Asia. And so I love exposure, and people approach me with stones, and I get, into it, and they just basically open the door for me. So
now for people who don't know, you're based here in Naples, right?
Yeah.
You have a storefront, a place where people can go?
We are in the Newgate Center, right, kitty corner of Waterside.
Okay, that's across from Coastline Center in that area?
No, Waterside.
I'm sorry, Newgate Center. I know where you are, yes.
Southeast corner of
with the big tower.
That's right.
Big bank tower.
The third floor of that building that you see, the green one.
Now, if somebody wanted to jump in on this, how do they do that?
Well, just call us and tell us, what are their goals, if they have kids, if they want to use it as an estate planning alternative avenue, or
Give me an example, because maybe many of the people listening, they may have been affected by the economy, they might be underemployed, they might have lost a lot of money in the stock market, or maybe through their investments. What would a beginning investor, somebody says, this is really intriguing to me, what kind of an investment would they have to make to get started?
All right, so this is very particular and proprietary to your portfolio, and of course the size of your savings and your investments. Generally speaking, people are comfortable between 50 and 250 for a first deal, 100,000. But we do start at $5,000 in order to get people familiar with the product. You're talking about the product and the performance of it from people that lost a lot after Lehman and the volatility of the market. Well, our product in the past 42 years has never gone down in value. 11% is the least that it increased per single year. It has outperformed gold by 400% in the past 62 years. And then it's a simple rule of supply and demand. It's a natural product given by Mother Nature.
And if there's less supply than there is demand, the price goes up.
Absolutely. Emerging market like China, where there is more and more millionaires, 1.2 millionaires today in China, 273 billionaires, Brazil, India. Just on those three emerging markets alone, the supply is increasing tremendously. I mean, the demand is increasing tremendously while the supply is diminishing as the mines are closing. For instance, the pinks just rose 35% in the last 6 months.
Pink diamonds?
Pink diamonds, yeah, because 90% of the world production comes from Argyle in Australia, and they are, done in 2018. They'll be closed. So here I go. In 2018, it'll be 10 times harder.
So you already have a ceiling. You know when they're going to be done production, and then that's it, finite supply.
That's correct. Right? For 90% of the world production, you can still find some in Brazil and a little bit in Africa, but then the pink, that's why they're rising so much. So people always think like, well, maybe it's too late for me to get in or so. No, it's not. It never went down so far, and Mother Nature is not producing anymore. The youngest diamond is 900 million years old, so you can only imagine, that's not going to be
slightly older than Ron Paul. Anyway, well, listen, this is fascinating stuff. Fabien Tref is the chief cook and bottle washer over at Elliott Diams. That's ELITE DIAMS, and it's ElliotteDiams.com as well. And your number is
239-331-4592.
Okay, people want to find out where they can get a hold of you there, okay?
Sure.
Fabien, great to see you again. I want to come over and see your swimming pool someday.
That's another story.
That's another story. He's got a little Disney swimming pool in his backyard. Anyway, thanks for joining us today here on the Dave Elliott Show. Appreciate
Absolutely.
it. It's 4:17, and we'll be right back.
You've got the Dave Elliott Show on